Have you ever heard stories about cats that disappear for a long time and suddenly reappear at the doorstep? For many pet owners, tales like these feel like miracles. But is there a scientific explanation behind this mysterious behavior? In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of feline navigation. You'll discover how cats manage to find their way back home, even after getting lost miles away. We'll explore their finely tuned senses, all backed by reliable scientific studies and observations. And most importantly, by the end, we'll share valuable tips on how to help your cat return home if they ever lose their way. If you enjoy learning more about your pet's behavior and want to give them a happier, healthier life, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We post daily videos created with care and responsibility just for you. Real-life stories that intrigue. Picture this. A cat vanishes from home, leaving its owners worried and anxious. Days go by, then weeks, even months. They've lost hope until suddenly, the cat shows up at the door as if nothing ever happened. This story, which sounds like something out of a movie, is actually more common than you might think. One of the most astonishing cases is that of a cat who traveled over 1,200 kilometers to return home. After getting lost during a trip, it crossed highways, cities, and even forests, guided only by instinct. And it's not an isolated case. There are reports of cats returning home after years, even from great distances. These stories raise a question that has puzzled pet owners and scientists for decades. How do cats manage to find their way back with such accuracy? They don't have maps, GPS, or any human guidance. Yet somehow, they return to their territory with a confidence that seems almost supernatural. But is there a logical explanation for this behavior? Science has been working to unravel this mystery, and what it's uncovered is truly fascinating. Let's now explore a world where instinct, biology, and behavior come together to reveal the secrets behind these incredible feline journeys. The feline homing instinct. When a cat strays from home, it's not just exploring the world around it. It's actually expanding the boundaries of the territory it considers safe. For cats, the concept of home goes far beyond the walls of a house. It's a space defined by familiar smells, sounds, and experiences. And it's this deep connection to their territory that activates what's known as the homing instinct. This instinct is so strong that, in many cases, it helps cats overcome seemingly impossible obstacles. Cats have been seen crossing rivers, busy roads, and even dense urban areas to find their way back home. The power of the senses. If cats have such a finely tuned homing instinct, much of it comes down to their extraordinary senses. They perceive the world in a way that's completely different from ours, and this heightened awareness is one of the keys to understanding how they navigate with such precision. Let's start with their sense of smell. Cats have around 80 million olfactory cells, a staggering number compared to humans, who have about 5 million. This means they can detect scents that are completely imperceptible to us. The smell of their home, their humans, other animals, and even plants and objects around them become valuable clues in a potential journey back. And there's more. Cats produce and detect pheromones, chemical substances released from glands on their face, paws, and the base of their tail. These pheromones act like invisible signposts, marking important places and creating a kind of scent trail. When a cat rubs its face on furniture, walls, or even its human's legs, it's leaving pheromones. These markers help the cat recognize the boundaries of its territory and navigate within it. Hearing is another major asset. Cats can detect sounds at much higher frequencies than humans. They can hear footsteps, familiar voices, and even the sound of a known car from far away. Plus, their ears work like satellite dishes. Each ear can move independently, rotating up to 180 degrees to pinpoint the source of a sound. This auditory ability can help them identify the right direction, even in unfamiliar environments. And we can't forget their vision. While cats don't see colors as vividly as we do, their night vision is incredibly sharp. Their eyes are adapted to capture even the smallest amount of light, making them excellent nocturnal hunters. This skill is essential when they need to move around at night, avoiding danger and finding safe paths. But perhaps the most surprising of all is their spatial memory. Cats are capable of memorizing routes and landmarks with remarkable accuracy. A specific tree, a fence, a house with a red door. All of these can become part of a mental map built from experiences and sensory cues that help them navigate their territory. Even when they're far from home and have wandered for miles, these visual markers act as orientation signals, guiding them back to where they started. These senses, combined with their territorial instinct, create a natural navigation system that continues to puzzle scientists. It's as if cats are equipped with a biological GPS, capable of processing sensory and spatial information with impressive efficiency. And it's this very combination that makes those miraculous returns possible, the ones so many pet owners have witnessed. The magnetic field theory. Beyond their sharp senses and spatial memory, there's a scientific hypothesis that's been gaining traction in recent years. The idea that cats may be sensitive to the Earth's magnetic field. While this theory is still under investigation, it could help explain how cats manage to orient themselves even in completely unfamiliar locations. The concept isn't new. Animals like homing pigeons, sea turtles, and even certain species of fish have demonstrated the ability to perceive and use the Earth's magnetic field for navigation. And cats, with their mysterious behavior and homing instinct, seem to fit right into that group. Researchers have observed that cats wearing collars with small magnets showed signs of disorientation. They appeared to lose their sense of direction and had more difficulty finding their way back. This raised suspicions that the magnetic field might indeed influence feline orientation. The biological explanation may lie in the presence of magnetite particles, a magnetic mineral, found in specific cells within a cat's body. These particles could act as an internal compass, capable of detecting variations in the magnetic field and helping the animal position itself in space. Although this theory is still being studied, it opens up a new perspective on how cats move through their environment. If confirmed, it would mean that cats rely not only on their senses and memory, but also on a nearly invisible ability, magnetic perception. It's fascinating to think that while we depend on maps and technology to find our way, cats might be using natural forces we don't even notice. And that only reinforces how much we still have to learn about these intelligent and enigmatic animals. What science still doesn't know. Despite advances in understanding animal behavior, cats remain a mystery to science in many ways. And when it comes to their ability to find their way back home, there are still more questions than definitive answers. Studies on animals have revealed important clues, like the ones we've already discussed, but none of these factors alone fully explain how a cat can return to its territory after getting lost miles away, often in places it has never explored before. The complexity of the feline brain is one of the major challenges for researchers, with behaviors that vary greatly from one individual to another. While some cats seem to have an almost supernatural ability to navigate, others get lost easily and can't find their way back. This suggests that factors like age, health, stress levels, and even past experiences may directly influence this ability. And perhaps it's this very mystery that makes cats so fascinating. They remind us every day that nature still holds secrets that challenge our understanding, and that no matter how far we advance, there will always be room for wonder. Tips for pet owners. Now that you understand the possible scientific explanations behind a cat's homing instinct, it's important to know how to act to protect your feline, especially in situations involving a change of environment or the risk of escape. If you're moving to a new home, it's essential to realize that your cat needs time to adjust to the new territory. Even if they've returned home before, this new space hasn't yet been recognized as home. That's why it's best to keep them indoors for at least 4 to 6 weeks. This period allows them to explore safely, mark the territory with their pheromones, and build a new spatial memory. Another key tip is to avoid letting your cat roam unsupervised, especially in unfamiliar or high-traffic areas. Cats are curious and may wander farther than they should, putting themselves at risk. If you live in a house with a yard, consider installing screens or fences to limit access to dangerous areas. And if you live in an apartment, be extra cautious with windows and balconies. Identification is also crucial. A collar with a tag showing your cat's name and your phone number can be very helpful if they get lost. But the best option is microchipping, a simple, safe procedure that allows veterinary clinics and shelters to identify your pet quickly, increasing the chances of a reunion. In addition, try to maintain a stable routine. Cats feel more secure when they know what to expect from their environment and the people around them. Sudden changes, like renovations, frequent visitors, or new animals, can cause stress and raise the risk of escape. And finally, remember, even with all their amazing abilities, cats still rely on us to live safely and comfortably. With love, attention, and a few simple precautions, you can ensure your feline companion stays protected. And if they ever get lost, they'll have the best possible chance of finding their way back home. As we've seen throughout this video, cats are true masters of navigation. They combine sharp senses, spatial memory, territorial instinct, and possibly even sensitivity to the Earth's magnetic field to accomplish feats that continue to challenge science. These stories of cats finding their way home aren't just curious anecdotes. They remind us of the intelligence, sensitivity, and complexity of our feline companions. And they reinforce the importance of caring for them properly, offering safety, affection, and respect for their unique nature. If you've experienced something similar, a time when your cat returned home after being lost, share your story in the comments. It might help other pet owners and enrich this conversation even more. And if you enjoyed this content, share it with other animal lovers, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to receive more videos about the fascinating world of pets. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.